First and foremost, I need to say sorry. I owe a massive apology to anybody that I've hurt or anybody that I've made uncomfortable with my actions. And I also want to say I'm sorry to my friends, family, and fans that have to watch another one of these videos because you shouldn't have to, and this is really, really embarrassing.
No!
Hi everyone, my name is Mr. Snowflake, and I usually make videos on losers. Not every time. I recently did a documentary on Nelson Sullivan, the world's first vlogger. I didn't think he was a loser. And I made the odd crime video. There's me trying to be super serious at a grave. But I primarily deal with what most of my audience, I think, would consider losers. Amber and Reed, Foodie Beauty, Cyrax, Jupiter, the types that are somehow still on YouTube. So when I was thinking of another character I can make a video on, I was thinking, okay, who's another loser? Who's somebody else who is somehow still on YouTube?
Hi sisters, James Charles here and welcome back to my YouTube channel.
James Charles? He's been on the list to make a video on for years now. The only thing I knew about him though was that he had some connection to Shane Dawson. Gross.
So freaking gross.
And didn't he make an apology video for grooming kids? Or was I remembering that wrong? Isn't he evil, or have I just been misinformed? Well, let's find out, and see if James Charles should be removed from YouTube. First of all, who's James Charles? Well, let's not waste anyone's time. Chances are, if you're watching this, you already know who he is. And if you don't know who he is, he's a guy who does makeup on YouTube. That's the quick answer. He does makeup tutorials, he sells makeup, and chances are you already know if you like him or not. Straight away, I didn't really like him. The first time I went to his YouTube channel, I was greeted with this.
Hello you guys, James Charles here and welcome back to my YouTube channel. For today's video, I am so excited to get back into this series. It has been a long time coming. We are doing another episode of trying a full face of makeup from insert store name here.
I understand that you have to turn yourself into a bit of a presenter. I'm doing it right now. You're not exactly sat with your friends, are you? You're speaking to an audience. It's gonna be a different version of you. But I get big fake vibes off them. One of the reasons why I like Red Letter Media so much is that there's no fakeness there. It's just a bunch of schlubby guys speaking normally. They aren't doing the whole, hey you guys, it's your boy Mr. Snowflake, and in today's video, yeah, they don't do that. So already, I'm not a big fan of James Charles. I find him very annoying. These videos take a little bit of time to make, so a few days after going to his homepage for the first time, I went back to his homepage and saw this.
Ciao bella grazie. Hello everybody, James Charles here and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I am very excited because we are heading over to Europe for an Italian summer, baby. We're doing another episode of a full face of makeup from insert country name here.
New video, still fairly annoying. I get that me finding him annoying is me. Not everybody is going to think he's annoying. They might actually like his presenting style. And I understand that out of the two of us, he's got it more right than I have. He's the one with the enormous following. He's cracked YouTube, he's made it. I just find him a little bit annoying and a little bit loud at times. And I don't like being shouted at by YouTubers.
It's a new dawn! It's a new day! It's a new life for me! And I'm feeling good! With some photos when you were like a fetus cut to now being a grown adult, and everyone in the comments for some reason is going, there's no way that's the same person. Oh my god, glow up, obviously!
And he's not funny.
Now it says we have 2 hours and 30 minutes to go, and our destination is 131 miles away, right? So surely 165 miles, 131, that's fine. There's 34 miles that should be left in the battery by the time we arrive home. Well, nope, that's funny. It says we need to charge to reach the destination because if we don't, we're gonna get home with -9%. -9! I didn't go to college, but math was always my best subject. Maybe I'm missing something, but those numbers don't seem to add up. And clearly, the car is able to calculate what the actual charge is. So why are you telling me that I have 30 extra miles? You Elon Musk, you stupid bitch.
I realise if we got rid of all the YouTubers who shout, thinking that loudness means funny, then there'd be about 6 YouTubers left. So we can't get rid of him from YouTube because he's a bit loud and he's a bit annoying. But has he done anything more meaningful that could perhaps warrant him not being on YouTube anymore? Yeah. One of the very first things I heard about James was that he goes after straight guys. If you're well versed in James Charles, who are you? But if you are, then this will be familiar to you. I thought, oh, I bet this is just, he's made a joke, oh, I only go for straight boys, and some people have been offended because they don't like him already. I bet it was just a joke, and I'm not going to be outraged over a joke. Turns out it wasn't just a joke, and that it was in fact true.
You get to spend the most time with this.
So we got this perfectly done for our day after.
You know, James Charles, he preys on young straight men. And he used to text me shit like, I want you to come over and watch a movie. And I'm like, where are you getting these vibes from that I'm that type of guy at all that would do that? So like, he asked me to come over to his house and watch movies and shit, and he would text me weird shit, and I was just like
Like what
laughing
else? What did he say?
I never entertained it.
And then my stick can go into the box.
Put your stick in the box.
No.
Jesus.
You have an issue with straight boys.
I do.
You need to work it out.
I'm working on it, girl.
You have to be able to find a masculine gay guy.
I mean, there are a million of them, but there's no challenge in that.
That's never gonna end in a relationship.
You can clearly see, or I can clearly see, when James is being all touchy-feely, that the guys he's doing it to aren't loving it. If you go to YouTube, there's tons of videos and compilations about James doing this. James Charles hitting on straight guys for 17 minutes. James Charles making straight men uncomfortable. Grayson Dolan rejecting James Charles for 2 minutes straight. James Charles being thirsty for yet another straight guy. I thought, well, maybe he doesn't realise he's making these guys uncomfortable. I mean, it looked obvious to me, but maybe he didn't realise and he was just messing around, just being silly.
James then saw this as an opportunity to manipulate me as a person who may or may not have been trying to figure things out about their sexuality after the fact of telling him that I was straight multiple times.
Maybe that guy accusing James there, maybe he was lying, maybe he didn't tell James he was straight multiple times. I mean, what kind of person would pursue somebody even after they've been told, no, I'm straight? I just saw your tweet and I want to clear some things up. I did not intend to sexually assault him. He did not say no or try and fight me off, so I took that as consent. Also, he claimed to be straight, yes, but I got a vibe he was actually bi-curious, hence the reason I moved in on him. And then because he didn't say no or fight me off, I took it as validation that he wasn't straight. So please take down your post or my lawyers will be in contact. I'm not messing around. Turns out James Charles would pursue somebody even after being told I'm straight. So even when a guy says to James, sorry, I'm not interested, I'm straight, it isn't enough for him? There's so many strange James Charles clips floating around the internet. I found one where he was trying to pressure some guy into video chatting with him, straight guy.
Because you refuse to hang out with people or because you refuse to FaceTime, you're not allowing people to actually get to know you as like a human being. And that's a massive, massive problem whenever it comes to being in a relationship with somebody.
He doesn't want a video chat. Leave him alone. Leave it. Who's he to give anybody advice? Don't take relationship advice from James Charles, anybody. So at this point, I'm still dead early in the James Charles research. Already, I find him quite annoying. And now there's a bunch of red flags with how he deals with straight guys he's into.
You did flirt with me in that video.
I'm just being sarcastic, though.
No.
I mean, like, yeah, I'm being nice and, like, I'm like, joking around, but I don't want to mess with anybody's heads here, you know?
The biggest drama with James Charles is obviously the grooming accusations and the messaging children inappropriate things. It's what he's best known for. Even more than the makeup. Ugh.
James Charles snapped me on Snapchat. He added me back because I had snapped him a while ago, just like a fan to influencer conversation. This is the notification that I got when he Snapchatted me first. He started making the conversation very sexual and it made me really uncomfortable. He proceeded to send me explicit pictures of his body. I was getting really uncomfortable, so I told him my age. I told him I'm 16. Meanwhile, he's 21. He's a grown man. And then he proceeds to say, oh, but I didn't even get to see meaning my body.
When I first heard about James, I heard about the accusations from kids, and I assumed he was just another gross YouTuber. But then I watched his video explaining some of the early accusations against him.
In case anybody isn't aware of what's going on, within the past couple of weeks, 2 different people, both under the age of 18, have recently come forward saying that they had inappropriate messages with me on social media. One of them being from last year and one of them being from more recent. In both of these cases, I added these people on Snapchat, asked how old they were right away, was told that they were 18, believed them, engaged in a flirty conversation, and then later on found out that they were actually 16. Upon finding out, I was immediately embarrassed and blocked both people.
So at this point I'm thinking, is James not a predator? And have I done that thing, which I shouldn't do, where I judge somebody without knowing the full story? But I couldn't have been wrong about who James was, because I'd seen so much from Jeffree Star about James.
A few days later, on Monday, I woke up again in the middle of the night from a phone call from my little brother Ian, who was very, very upset. He told me he had tweeted saying, why do people act so tough online about somebody from his hometown who was bullying him? And Jeffree Star, of all people, had quote tweeted Ian's tweet saying, why is your brother a predator? Why did you really move back to New York City? Exactly. Shut the fuck up. Grayson is going on camera shortly to finally tell the world how you tried to molest him and touch him in his sleep and made him uncomfortable for months, you sick motherfucker. Next, Zach will be going on camera to tell how twisted and sick you were, trying to get him to like you and then make him feel bad when he didn't want to send you photos back. Then Sam from Seattle will be joining me and Cameron to talk about you trapping him in his hotel room. You need to be locked in prison for a very long time. You need the internet taken away from you. You are a danger to society.
There is a reason that Nathan banned James from ever coming over to our home again. There's a reason why I haven't seen him since Glam Life Guru's birthday in February. He is a danger to society. Everything Tati said is 100% true. Again, if you're well versed in James Charles, you'll know all about this. Tati is Tati Westbrook. She's a woman who was once friends with James, but then she uploaded a video explaining why she didn't want to be friends with him anymore.
You were talking in detail about things you wanted to do to the waiter. And when I said, James, he's straight, your response was, doesn't matter, I'm a celebrity. So freaking gross. And you said that in front of my family.
The waiter Tati was talking about would go on to make his own video about James. In it, he was saying how he met James, they kissed for a while, then later he told James he wasn't feeling it and that he was actually straight, and how James was saying, no, you're not straight at all. He was painting James in a bad light. But then he made another video saying, oops, ignore all that.
In all honesty, we made the video and painted James Charles in a light that wasn't right. We villainized him for our own good, and that is wrong. And I am acknowledging that publicly now.
So now I'm really thinking, oh god, is this just a big witch hunt? But no, wait. Jeffree Star said he had receipts. He said when he shows us why he tweeted that stuff about James, we would all understand.
I know what people want. They want me to sit here and degrade James. They want me to open up my phone and expose it all. I'm done doing that.
Eh?
And it may be shocking. Some of you may be like, oh, are you just trying to save your own ass? Are you a liar? Are you this? I'm willing to bite the bullet and let anyone think what they want. But today I will not be posting voice memos. I will not be posting text messages. I will not be exposing anything more. This has to stop.
You started this! Don't make out like it was everybody else who did. You started this! Anyway, now I'm definitely thinking, oh no, I've judged James Charles way too soon, and maybe he's just surrounded by liars who are out to get him. And then it got worse. Tati Westbrook makes another video saying, "Oops, sorry James, Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson manipulated me into making that video about you, saying you were really awful. Sorry about that, James." Then I find that some of the evidence out there that James was messaging kids was faked, photoshopped or whatever, but it was fake. So I'm really thinking, oh god, he's not a predator. But he is, and everybody has known it for a lot longer than I've known it.
Like, I've actually never, been so grossed out by someone's ugliness on the inside so much.
Hi, sisters!
I do not comprehend why people want to purchase makeup from him because he's genuinely a fucking awful person.
And some of these minors who came forward with evidence, might I add, with video evidence of James Charles in the nude exposing his buttocks.
Another person outed James for exchanging nudes with a 16-year-old.
There's been multiple ones since then. There's
exactly.
been 3 or 4 since then.
James Charles, I am so done with James Charles. Oh, I'm gonna go off on James Charles today. He needs to be put in a cage, all right? I am so done.
James Charles did probably the biggest oopsie of all time.
So you're telling me the 10 additional people that came out against you, the minors, they're all fake?
Except for 2 that he admitted to.
Except for the 2 you admitted to, all the 10 that came out with receipts are all fake.
How many times has James apologized for this? How many times has James said, I'm gonna do better? How many times has James said, I've learned from all these different things?
If James was not a famous big celebrity, he probably would be in jail. I think he definitely would be.
11th underage boy comes forward. Boy is 16 and appears to have exchanged photos with James.
It happened again.
It is really not that hard to not sext minors. It's just not. If it was that hard, everyone would be falling into that. But most people don't have this just long history and rap sheet of minors they've been involved with. James does.
There has been a total, get ready, drum roll please, 15 boys in total have made allegations against James for sending an inappropriate message.
But I opened this set, and I swear to God, it was a full ass pic. And I was just like, oh, what the fuck? To which he responded, what did I send? I said, you just sent a child your ass pic, actually. And then, I kid you not, he said, oops, sorry. That was for my kitty girls group chat. Or maybe someone else. I don't know. Sorry. Blocked me immediately.
Things start to get really weird because he started asking me for pics of this thing over here. And I was like, what the fuck do I do? Do I send it? I didn't know what to do. Anyways, after sending him a couple Snapchats, he started to question my confidence because I wouldn't send him a specific video that he wanted. I told him I heard my parents wake up and he goes, oh, can't you go to the bathroom where your family can't walk in? LOL. I literally said to him, I'm tired, I need to sleep. It's 4 a.m. and I said that my parents are gonna wake up, I need to sleep. And he didn't care. He kept putting that under the rug. He's like, yo, go to the bathroom, do this, do that. And when I didn't do what he wants to give me a whole lot of attitude.
I told him I'm 16. Meanwhile, he's 21. He's a grown man. And then he proceeds to say, oh, but I didn't get to see yeah, meaning my body. And after telling him, no, I'm not going to send it to you, he kept on asking for pictures and videos of body hair. And I went into the bathroom, and I guess he saw the bathroom light, so he started making the conversation very sexual, and it made me really uncomfortable.
So many kids have come forward saying James Charles asked me for pictures and he sent pictures himself and spoke very inappropriately, pressured them into sending photos and starting video chats. I felt silly back when I thought, oh, maybe he isn't a predator, because now I've got no doubt he knew exactly what he was doing. Some of the kids he was messaging had their age listed on the social media accounts. They looked very, very young to me. They must have looked young to him, because so often he would message them saying, age check. Age check. There's one screenshot which shows one of the kids saying, oh, I'm 16, not old enough. And James replies, still illegal, LMAOO. Very To Catch a Predator vibes with that one. And it isn't just 17 and 16-year-olds he's messaged. 15-year-olds. There's even a 14-year-old, and he looks 14.
He was asking me to send him nudes, and he kept wanting me to go to LA and...
14 years old. Even if he was being tricked by all these kids, even if they were saying, oh, I'm old enough, He's still messaging children that he's attracted to. He's attracted to all these kids he's messaging. Gross.
So freaking gross.
Can this be true though? Can he be attracted to people, to kids this young?
I'm not physically attracted to older guys, which sucks. Like, I would date like the absolute youngest, like 18, 19 that looks a little bit older, or like 24 that like has a young personality. Okay. Why don't you come visit? Like, well, I can't afford a plane ticket.
Yep.
And it's like, okay, well, I can. So like, get on the plane. And like, well, I just don't really feel comfortable with that. But like, I love you and I really want to be together. And I'm like, well, we can't be together because you can't afford a plane ticket. You're probably still in either high school or college, like a senior in high school or in college.
Right.
So like, either you accept the flight and realize that like, this is what I'm bringing to the relationship so we can spend time together if you actually care about me.
Yep.
Or we literally never meet.
I get very R. Kelly vibes with this one.
Do you like teenage girls? When you say teenage, how are we talking? Girls who are teenagers.
Okay, you're probably still in either high school or college, like a senior in high school or in college. Okay, you're probably still in either high school or college.
Was that a big Freudian slip there from James saying high school? Did he just misspeak? Because he has spoken to kids who are in high school. So he isn't a high schooler, and he just never learns. He just keeps doing it. After learning all of this, YouTube is hating him, seeing all the victims come forward, I went back and watched that early apology video again, which is called Taking Accountability, which he's since deleted. Brilliant.
Asked how old they were right away, was told that they were 18, believed them, engaged in a flirty conversation, and then later on found out that they were actually 16. Upon finding out, I was immediately embarrassed and blocked both people. Later on, when I saw them making videos about it and those videos going viral, my immediate reaction, completely honestly, was to be really, really upset. I wanted to get on camera and film another No More Lies video where I gather all my receipts and all my screenshots and try to tell my side of the story and then just move on from the situation. And now, looking back, that was so stupid because as I did more research on these topics and self-reflected, I realized that the receipts and the screenshots and the specific details of the interaction really don't matter.
Receipts and screenshots don't matter. I think they do. And you'd think he would have screenshots and receipts of future interactions to prove that these kids are lying, considering he gets accused every other Sunday. But he never has any receipts. Kids have receipts of his ass on their phone. They've got receipts of things they've said to him, and they've got receipts of their age, being on their social media accounts. They've got the receipts to show that James Charles never learns. So don't do a Jeffree Star, James. Don't say you have receipts and not show them.
I realized that the receipts and the screenshots and the specific details of the interaction really don't matter.
Okay, pictures of it didn't happen, James. Risky asking for pictures off James Charles. Although I'm too old, he won't like me. Although I am straight.
I do understand that with these videos coming to light, it's really starting to, not even starting, it's really looking, period, like I'm actively searching for younger people to be in a relationship with. And I just want to say firsthand that that is absolutely not the case. My hope has always been to be in a relationship with somebody around my age or older.
Around your age or older. Don't lie now, James.
I'm not physically attracted to older guys.
So should James Charles be removed from YouTube? That's the question I asked at the beginning. That's the title of the video. Yeah. He's messaged too many kids pictures of his arse. This is a fact. Why are people like this allowed to carry on making videos for kids? And it is children who make up the vast majority of his audience. You see when he's out in public, mainly kids. So I'm not sure why he thinks it's okay to keep getting his arse out and body out on camera, knowing all his audience are kids. It's weird. At first I was thinking, how does he still have support? I know he's lost a bit since all the allegations, but he's still making an amazing living. He's still a millionaire. How can he have so much support? But it's kids, so I can't blame. You can't blame the kids for supporting him. Some of his audience, some of the kids will grow up one day and have kids of their own, and they'll think back and think, God, why was I a fan of James Charles? He was creepy as fuck. And some of the other kids will grow up and not have their own kids, but they'll still think, what the hell was I doing there? Why was I supporting that guy? And not only is he annoying to me and a predator who somehow isn't in jail, but he's also a big old narcissistic bully as well.
And then what is it that you said about James in one of the videos?
It was such a blowout comment. I was making 5 videos about the Ace family. I was coming for Austin. And I'm like, Austin is so narcissistic, self-absorbed. I'm like, the only other person I can think on this platform like that is James Charles. That's all I said. And then I continued blasting Austin. And James Charles was like, what was the comment? Do you have a comment?
I've got it right here. So James Charles leaves a comment on your TikTok, from his TikTok, and says, "Keep my name out of your mouth. You do not know me." Which is so psycho, by the way.
Maybe stop talking to kids, and then people won't have anything to say about you. Apart from that your makeup's really good. Is it? I don't know. Probably.
So he sent this guy he's still threatening people. He said, "Hi, can you please remove your TikTok of me?
Oh.
If you don't, then my legal team will be in contact with you. Thank you."
Not the legal team.
That shit again.
People make videos on James and he doesn't like it. But he's given me and everybody else material to use. I've no doubt at all now he knew exactly what he was doing. Some of those kids look so young. 14 and 15. They look 14 and 15 because they are. They're 14 and 15 years old. It's madness. I know at the start I said I make videos on people my audience would consider losers. And from the outside, he's different to those that I normally cover. He's rich. He's successful. He has a huge fan base who love him, but to me, he's the biggest loser of all of them. He just has a bit more money than the regular losers we cover. Anyway, video over. I'm not going to look at James Charles's face for a long time. Creeps me out, looking at his face, knowing all the criminal things he's done. And it is criminal. The way he deals with straight guys, bit weird. The way he speaks to children is criminal. But I think we can all agree the worst thing about James Charles is that Amberlynn Reid is a fan of his. Bye, sisters.
So I know that a lot of people don't like him because of some rumors and some drama and whatever it is. I personally love James.